everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Crafting with S&K. Today we will be touring the first portion of our Kingdom of Acoya. We're going to start with the castle and do all the castle grounds and all that stuff, and then part 2 we will tour the entire town, which is down that way. So let's get right on into it. Starting off here, we will go through the front door, which opens straight up into our grand throne room, where the king or queen can sit here with all the guards watching the people who come to visit. And then if we head back this way, up the stairs to the left, we will end up going down, which leads to this little storage area with bookshelves. And this is actually that wooden tower you saw right on the front of the castle. So it's just storage on the first floor, beds on the second, and then the third floor is for actually looking out at the surrounding areas. All the windows look around except for the very back one, which just happens to stare at this wall, which could be useful if someone decides to try and scale it to break in. The design of this tower is much the same as the Talanian ones, just different colors and things. Up this way, we'll go down first, and this is the storage room for this one. I have a ton of cats in this portion of the world, so there's all those guys. And then in here is where they keep all the precious gems and things for the king or queen. This here is the servants' kitchen, where they can either dine or make stuff for themselves, or if something is requested from someone else. This is their bedrooms, so they're all pretty simply decorated. They have little windows, beds, chests, and then a painting in each one. They're all different colors, but the stuff in them is relatively the same. So we won't tour all of them. And heading back down and across the way, we will end up in the royal dining room. So there's the giant table, there's some precious art in here, lovely stained glass windows showing the view. There's a little pantry here with ingredients or snacks, and then this door leads down into the kitchen, where the cooks would make stuff for the royal party. And then if we head up the staircase this direction, it opens to just a little area where things can be stored or whatever. There's a door on the other side too, but we'll just check out this one. This is like the standing room for any coronations or whatever might happen in the throne room. It's just some extra space in case all the seats get filled, which more than likely they do. This room here is our meeting room. So pretty similar to the one in the First Kingdom. There's a little deck out there, seating area for just lounging, and then, of course, the giant table. On the second floor here is another kitchen space with some dining room for either servants or if the king wants to come up here or whoever. It's not really specified to anyone, but it's just extra space. Yeah, so here's the kitchen and then a pantry with a lot more ingredients in this one and storage space. This door here leads into our solar. So big old couches, a nice window that looks out to the hill. This door here leads into our little chapel within the castle. So of course there's some pews, the cross, and then where the preacher would come do his thing. Up here again, we have our dungeon, which I know is in a horrible place, just within the middle of the castle, but that's the space we had. So we go in here, there's all the different cells with little sleeping bags for prisoners. That one has a dead guy in it. It's unfortunate for him. This side is the more long-term stays, I guess. It has bigger beds, and they're a little bit larger for those prisoners. Or I guess they could be higher class prisoners, whatever you want it to be. I'll leave that up to you. On the third floor in this portion leads up to our enchanting space here with the 15 books, of course. There's some pre-enchanted books there and some other things you can grab off if you need that. And then we've got the armory in here with weapons and armor for guards, extra stuff if anybody needs it. And then we've got one last room in this portion, if I can get the door open. We'll head back out here and then up to the king or queen's chambers. So of course there's a few guards keeping watch, big old fancy bed, and just lots of room for whatever they might need. There's a nice couch sitting area, windows looking out to all the stuff. There's the town down there, a little sneak peek. And this deck out here, we already went on it, but I will show you. This building here, we'll head down to that next. We didn't have enough room inside the castle for like visiting kingdoms, leaders, or whoever to stay, so we decided to make a little hotel style thing there that we'll go check out next. Starting from this deck here, we can head down. It's called the Royal Inn. There's a little check-in space here, and then there's a room for each of the fellow surrounding kingdoms. So there's their flag in each one, and then decorations kind of corresponding with the colors of their flags. So we can look in a few. This one here, of course, America. And then there's only 4 rooms because we only had 4 flags when we were doing this. And of course, if you saw the previous video, the Kingdom of Ruins doesn't have any people living there, so there's no flag or space for them. And this is the flag of the first kingdom, Talenia, that I've mentioned a few times already. So that's their thing. And then if we head out here, we can go down into this pretty little garden. It's quite overgrown and probably needs some maintenance, but there's some crops and berries, and then just a bunch of other vividly colored things to kind of brighten up the space. Nice little waterfall. I don't think we have any fish in there, but we could add some. And then if we want to follow the waterfall down, we can end right back at the start of the castle. So there's all our building supplies. My dogs and one of my cats ended up out here as well. And then if we go this way, there's a nice little pond up here with some coral, lots of trees and plant life. And down this way, we have our fancy little amethyst styled pond. And then we just got a cute little flower garden here. So yeah, I think that pretty much sums up the castle for Acoya. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Feel free to leave a comment, like, or subscribe if you really enjoyed it. If you want to see more, there will be at least one other video for this series. Kay and I plan to probably build another kingdom or 2, so whenever those get done, I'm sure they'll get added on here. But in the meantime, I hope you have a wonderful day, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye!